everyone, it's Liz from Quality Estate Agents, and I thought whilst I'm stuck in traffic on my way to my next valuation that I would discuss basically a recent blog that I posted, but sort of discuss it in more detail in regards to the potential abolishing of the Section 21 that the lovely Conservative Party want to do. What does this mean for the property market? I don't think it's a good thing. I like the idea of, giving tenants, so tenants have more security there. For those of you who don't know, Section 21 is a no-fault eviction. So a landlord can serve a tenant with a Section 21, giving that tenant 2 months' notice to leave. He doesn't have to provide a reason. You can just serve it sort of at any time as long as that tenancy is ended. It's in like a periodic rolling tenancy. I don't think this is a good idea at all. A lot of people will agree with me. I think the rental market is already under a lot of strain with landlords exiting the market due to high interest rates, more rules coming into place, sort of EPC laws have changed, loads and loads of laws and rules that the government have changed over the years that haven't benefited anyone really. And in return, all this built up is just meant landlords are selling. If landlords sell, where are tenants going to go? The council are constantly selling their social housing. So there's hardly any social housing left for tenants, and there is nowhere for these tenants to go. Another fact to consider is the more properties landlords sell, the more social housing council get rid of. It creates a huge demand for rental housing. And what does that mean? That means landlords can put the prices up. You used to be looking at a 2-bed terrace, £450 a month. You're looking at now minimum on a 2-bed terrace, £650 a month. And that's even in your places such as Hanley, which people sort of see as the more sort of lesser area of Hanley. Do you know what I mean? And you sort of more affluent areas, say Penkhull, Hartshill, for a 2-bed terrace, you're probably looking at 700 to 750 a month. I don't understand. I don't see how tenants are affording this rent because they're paying the rent, and then on top of that, they've got to pay for a deposit. Sorry for the shaky camera. They've got to pay for a deposit and then all the bills on top of that. So yeah, I don't think it's a good idea at all. And I do believe the reason why they're bringing this out is to gain more votes for themselves because they know they're under a lot of trouble in the next general election. My argument is, the majority of people don't know what Section 21 is. A majority of tenants don't know what Section 21 is unless they've been served with a Section 21. A few of my friends who are renting, if I asked them what Section 21 is, they wouldn't know unless they've ever been given one. The average person who doesn't rent wouldn't know what Section 21 is. It's only really landlords who know what a Section 21 is. So what is this benefiting? Because I don't think landlords will be voting for the Conservative Party with this rule. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure Labour potentially disagrees with that idea as well. Because in total, once the Section 21 ban comes into place, if it does come into place, landlords will feel like they have no rights. Landlords can't evict a tenant. And will landlords continue to buy houses? Probably not, because they're thinking, well, what security have I got? I can't evict a tenant if I want my house back. If I do want to evict a tenant, it would then be a Section 8. Now, the problem with your Section 8s is that would require a solicitor to fill out, and potentially a solicitor will charge, I don't know. You could be looking at, a Section 8 going to court, evicting a tenant, a couple of £1,000s. Is that something a landlord would want to pay to evict a tenant? No. Is that potentially something they'd want to go into this business of renting houses? No. A landlord's going to potentially want to sell if this comes into play? Most likely, yes. And in total, it's just going to leave the housing market, the rental market, in a worse state than it is now, with tenants paying, in my opinion, ridiculous prices for rent, because it is. And I think landlords would agree with me that the rental prices are crazy. £750 for a terraced house, a 3-bed, 2-bed terraced in Stoke. crazy. But you know, people are renting these houses out because they have no other option, and that is due to the fact that landlords are coming out of the market and selling. So yeah, I don't think it's a great idea, and I do believe a lot of people are trying to get this sort of Section 21 abolishment out. They initially ruled it out, and now I think they've brought it back again. So yeah, I don't think they know what they want to do. I personally can't see it going ahead, because I would hope they must know that this is such a bad decision to make. But it's government, they do make bad decisions sometimes, most of the time. So yeah, if it does come into play, then we'll have to see how the rental market pans out, but I don't think it will be good for the housing market, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Another thing that's obviously hurting landlords at the moment is mortgage rates. Now, if anyone has done the figures on the mortgage rates, which I did the other day, so picture this: you're a landlord and you're wanting to purchase a 2-bed terraced house for 90,000. On an interest-only mortgage, you're probably looking at £400 a month, I think, off the top of my head, maybe 430, something like that, with the current rates as they are now. So £430, obviously you don't get mortgage relief anymore on your rental income, so it's not tax deductible and whatnot. So you've got your rent at £650, and then take off your mortgage, obviously your tax, don't forget your 20% tax, take off that. You're probably left with £50 a month profit. Now, you're a landlord, you've just had a boiler go down, you've just had a leak, you might have damp in your house. There's lots and lots of potential issues you could have in your house. As soon as that goes down, you're not making profit. So yeah, it's not looking great for landlords at the moment. Obviously, any landlord who is on a fixed deal, or, you know, maybe is paid cash, doesn't have a mortgage, then great, happy days for them. But, you know, any new landlords coming into the market, I don't think there is anything at the moment enticing landlords to buy property. And I think if the rental market has to change, then the government need to make it more enticing for landlords to buy property, in total giving tenants more houses to choose from, which would in fact probably put the rental prices down. So yeah, that's all from me. Hope you found it useful. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.